Here at Autocar India, we're all about getting out onto the open road and going for a drive or a ride. However, now is not the time. The coronavirus is a very serious issue, and it's time for you to work from home. We appeal to all of you to take it seriously too. Stay away from meeting people. Wash or sanitize your hands as much as possible. And if you're sick, talk to your local doctor and try and get a test. And just to be safe, cover your face with a mask if possible. The time to drive cars and ride bikes will come again, but for now, stay home and stay safe.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Autocar India Quick News, your weekly update on all the launches, hot news, and of course all the scoops in the world of automobiles. Now, this week, before we start, let me just quickly tell you that the April edition of the Autocar magazine, Autocar India magazine, is now available for free for all of you to download and read and enjoy. The link for that will be in the description below. Now, obviously, this week the news has been about the coronavirus or the COVID-19, which has affected the auto industry really badly. And the auto industry in India is already under a lot of stress due to various bunch of factors ranging all the way back from GST and demonetization to the updates in the safety norms that came last year, and of course increased prices, and then the BS6 implementation that has increased prices of a lot of cars even further with all the new technology added. So it's a tough time for the auto industry, but let's now have a look at how the industry is coping with the crisis that we have on hand with us right now, COVID-19.
In accordance to the norms that have been set by the government, auto manufacturers like MG, Renault, Nissan, Toyota, Kia, Honda, Maruti and Mahindra have shut down their plants and R&D centers across the country. Here is what Stefan Knapp, director of Volkswagen Passenger Cars India, had to say.
Very difficult times, but we have to stay on. We have to stay focused. We at Volkswagen, for us, the safety of our employees and the support for our customers stand first. So we've been already since a week now in working from home. It's been working pretty well so far. We are extensively working on our projects. Also our customers so far we are supporting, I think, greatly. Obviously there are some capacity issues in terms of roadside assistance, but in principle we are able to help them. I think from a working point, I'm missing definitely working together as a team in a touchable room. It's nice to interact with the people directly, also going out to our partners. That's something which is very important. But it's worth an experience in terms of that the technology is working, and we with this could really save a lot of cost.
The shutdown, of course, is not just in India but in other parts of the world too, with Nissan shutting down plants in South Africa and Egypt, while two-wheeler manufacturer TVS has shut down its factory in Indonesia along with its India plant. Other two-wheeler makers that have officially released statements of shutdown include Yamaha, Benelli, Suzuki and Hero MotoCorp. In an official statement by the Society of Automotive Engineers or SIAM, the plant closures will cost the Indian auto industry about 2,300 crore in turnover per day. With buyers refraining from dealership visits in the wake of the coronavirus outbreak and subsequent lockdown, the retail side of the industry will have a terrible month. That said, even through all the difficulties, automakers are pitching in to help with the efforts, with Anand Mahindra taking to Twitter to announce that the company will immediately begin work on figuring out how it can produce ventilators at its manufacturing facilities. Additionally, Mahindra also offered to temporarily convert Mahindra holiday resorts into care facilities for COVID-19 patients, and the creation of a Mahindra Foundation fund to which he will personally contribute 100% of his own salary to aid those hit hardest by the shutdown in the company's value chain. Bajaj has committed 100 crores to fight the COVID-19 by helping support the upgradation of healthcare infrastructure and even procure much-needed equipment like ventilators for patients and personal protection equipment for healthcare workers, along with setting up isolation and testing units in the areas around Pune. MG has also pledged 2 crores towards the fight against the COVID-19 virus. The US government earlier this week greenlit production of ventilators by automakers Ford, General Motors and Tesla. Elon Musk said his company will be ready to distribute 1,200 ventilators this week, and his teams are already working on getting other types of protective personal equipment, including masks and powered air purifying respirators. In the UK, authorities have reached out to Jaguar Land Rover and Rolls-Royce to help with ventilator production too, And the Volkswagen Group is said to be exploring the option of 3D printing hospital ventilators, while McLaren is reportedly ready to offer its design expertise wherever needed. However, there is a sliver of good news for the auto industry too. The Supreme Court has extended the deadline for sales for BS4 vehicles for 10 days post-lockdown, but with a caveat. As per the orders, dealers will only be allowed to send 10% of their unsold BS4 inventory. And while this might not be enough to offer big respite to dealers who are already facing tremendous losses, it is still marginally better than to be stuck with stock that is not saleable at all post the March 31st, 2020 deadline for BS6. Interestingly, the Delhi NCR region has been left out of this order, which means dealers in that area who are currently having BS4 stock will be stuck with it post April 1st. The Supreme Court's decision comes as a surprise at a time when the government has granted relief in several sectors, including extension of deadline for tax filings and allowing a 3-month moratorium for EMIs on bank loans. And now on to some more general news, and as always, do remember to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest videos.
Now, even with the country in total shutdown, it's still nice to see a couple of launches happening. It's a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel scenario in this case. Now, both launches this week are from Mahindra. It's the updated BS6 diesel XUV300 and the facelift Mahindra Bolero.
The engine is still the same 1.5 litre unit, but now makes slightly less power at 115 horsepower as compared to the BS4's 117 horsepower. Torque stays the same at 300 Newton meters. Prices for the BS6 diesel XUV300 start at 8,69,000 rupees for the manual, while the most expensive variant, the W8 optional in the AMT trim, is priced at 12,69,000 rupees ex-showroom, exactly the same as the BS4 model. Mahindra has also officially launched the updated BS6 compliant Bolero facelift. While the changes might look purely cosmetic with the new bumpers, grille and headlamps, there are changes underneath that now make the SUV comply to the crash test norms and the upcoming pedestrian safety norms too. Under the bonnet, this workhorse gets a BS6 1.5 litre diesel, making 75 horsepower and mated to a 5-speed manual gearbox. The Bolero is available in 3 variants with prices starting at 7,98,000 for the base model B4, going all the way up to 8,99,000 rupees for the top spec B6 optional.
And talking about old school SUVs a little bit more, here's some news on the 2020 Force Gurkha.
The new Force Gurkha that was showcased at the Auto Expo last month will officially be launched in India in June 2020. The SUV still retains its old school G-Class inspired look on the outside, albeit with modern touches like full LED headlamps, but now also gets more creature comforts on the inside like a large touchscreen infotainment system, for example. Under the bonnet is a 2.6 litre diesel making 90 horsepower.
It seems to be a bit of an SUV special this week. We have some news on when the Kia Sonet will make its global debut and of course when it will be launched in India.
The sub-4 meter SUV by the Korean manufacturer will make its world premiere around mid-2020 and will be launched in India in August this year. The SUV will share its platform and mechanical bits with the Venue, but will look distinctly different in terms of overall design with a more conventional SUV look. The new car will get 2 petrol engines and a diesel engine option, along with a manual and automatic gearbox option too. Inside, expect features like the large 10.25-inch touchscreen and a large sunroof. Expect prices to be in the 7 to 12 lakh rupee range.
And that's all the time we have for you this week. Please remember to stay healthy and safe and indoors in a historically very crucial and important time for all of us. And we'll see you next week. Thank you so much for watching.